put the camera out here on Sunday, and now it is Friday. Usually roses are left on Thursday, so going out here with my friend Kevin, and we're going to check to see if there is a, first off, if the camera's there, that's what scares me, and second off, if there's anything on the SD card. So it's been killing me for all week to see what's going on out here. See if you see it in the tree. It's still in the tree. Oh. See if there's a rose here. If there's no rose, if there's no rose, there's no sense going to check. Nope, no new rose. There's the old rose from Sunday.
Somebody knows.
No, it's not every single week, I don't think. I think it's just... It said to turn it off before you...
It's not even on.
What? It was not on? Oh my goodness. Maybe it doesn't come on if it's not no motion, but we're motion.
You just hold this. Put this in your pocket. Oh, we just walked by. Why didn't it come on then?
Yeah, exactly. Great. Well, it's a good thing nobody was here, so... Your camera's getting over there. That camera needs to go clear over here. Look. Run, buddy, run. It's just a granddaddy long leg.
So you got HD.
That's kind of tilted. There you go. Let me see where that's aiming.
Trigger, per mode, flex time. What's the difference? I don't know.
Okay, this is where it gets really, really creepy. I had contacted, when all this stuff had really just first started, I had contacted my funeral director, the man that, he was a good friend anyway, but the man that did my husband's funeral for us, our family. And I had told him, you know, is there anything that I can do about this woman that's leaving these roses and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, unless she starts stealing things, if you could prove she's stealing something, you'd get a restraining order because you bought that plot of 15 graves. And I had talked to him about it, and it was dropped because I just didn't even know what to do. I was at a complete loss. I was kind of befuddled in the mind about what exactly my options were to stop this or to fix it or to find out exactly who it was. Well, after I was going out to the cemetery like 4 times a week, checking on that camera, had issues with the camera, had issues with the motion detector, had issues of all kinds. I mean, this has been an ongoing thing. Well, I was out at the grave site, and like I said, I'd go out there and get pissed off more than I'd go out there to grieve anymore. And while I was out there one day, I ran right smack dab into Dennis, and he came up to Henry's grave, and he said, Lana, I think I've solved the mystery of the roses at your husband's gravesite. I'm like, what, are you kidding me? Tell me. I was so excited when he said that. I'm like, what? And he said, I have a name, but I can't really remember. Her last name was Clisby. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my good friend Anna has had nothing but trouble from this woman, her husband's ex-wife, Susan Clisby. And I'm like, what do you know? Tell me, tell me. And he said, well, Susan Clisby had come to his office and said, I want to buy Lana's grave. Now, my husband and I have a tombstone that is connected. It says Henry on one side, Lana on the other. And my grave has, all 15 of these graves have been paid for them as soon as he got sick, because we didn't want to be a burden on our children, blah, blah, blah. We did a pre-arrangement, pre-funeral. I had recommended to anybody. Anyway, she said, I want to buy Lana's grave. I want her out. I want to be laid to rest by him. And he's like, what are you talking about? She paid for this. It's already been paid. It's $800 to open a grave. No, there's no way. That's not even ethical. Get out of my office. What are you talking about? And she said, okay, if I can't, I need to find a grave as near to Henry as I can find. If I can't be with him in life, I want to be near him in death. And Dennis was like, because he knew us, he was a personal friend of ours. He's like, what are you talking about? And she said, I'm just so sad. I can't get over this man's death. And she found out that there was a grave that was open right above my husband's head. And he told her, I am not going to sell you that grave. That's not ethical either. You need to move on. You've got problems. You've got issues. Move on. And she said, I will not move on. I am going to find a way to be put near Henry after his death. Well, thankfully, we had bought a plot of 15 graves in a big, huge square. There was one behind him that was for sale, that was open. But other than that, there was none. Dennis, my funeral director, was not going to sell her that one. I was completely amazed, appalled, and stunned. When he was talking, I had my video camera in the car. I wanted so bad to say, Dennis, stop talking. I want to get this on tape. But how rude is that to say, stop what you're saying. And at the time, I was so mesmerized. I was so just completely gobsmacked. But once she found out that I was taking these roses, destroying these roses, it really, really made her mad. So she was coming out more often. And I had so many issues with my camera that it was really, really hard to catch her. But I finally did. What happened was, I am leaving for Florida in 4 days. I went out there on Thursday evening, no road. Monday I went out there, there was a road. Got my video camera out, and I was so excited. When I took the camera home, I was so excited I couldn't even stand it. I almost peed myself. Put the SD card in my computer, and boom, there were 4 good pictures. She didn't stay long. She was there about. It was taking pictures every 30 seconds. So in 1 minute, I got 4 pictures. 2 letters from her that she left on the. This letter I got in the mail, and I blogged about it. This letter was written about 3 months after my husband passed away. Now, when I dressed for his funeral, I did blog about it because I wanted to talk about that for other women that have lost their husbands. Because you don't know. I got so much advice from so many girlfriends that had buried their mother, their father. Very few of mine that are my age have had to bury their husband. But every little bit of advice helped me, because this is not something you want to do on a daily basis, a yearly basis. It's something I don't ever want to do again. So I had taken the advice from my girlfriends, wore a high neck. When I went to my husband's funeral, the day I buried him, there was not a piece of skin except my face that was showing. I wore stockings and a long dress, a dress past my knees. I wore long gloves. Granted, it was in June. It was a beautiful day. That's all that I remember. I don't remember being hot. I don't think I was hot. I didn't feel anything but the shattering of my heart. But this is the letter I got about 3 months later, after I was starting to heal, and I had blogged about how my husband and I would always sign every letter we wrote with 5 dots, which meant, I love you very much. And it was just a thing that we had done all the time we were dating, and all the time we were married, and even up until the time he died. He would leave me a note with 5 dots. But this is the cruel and evil letter. This letter set me into a tailspin. Lana, I stumbled across your website a couple of years ago. Your videos and blog actually made me throw up in my mouth. Nobody cares what you wore to the funeral. You are a martyr widow. Nobody cares that you wore black gloves. But really, my dear, long black gloves in 90-degree weather, a big fine from the fashion police. Oh, my goodness. You are not a movie star or royalty, so come down off your high horse. Your story about the 5 dots just makes you delusional. You and your dead, all in capitals, dead husband had separate lives. At least Henry did, if you get what I mean. Personally, you are trailer trash and the perfect example of how money can't buy you class. Henry deserved better. Well, obviously, this woman cared about what I wore because she read my blog. She was probably at his funeral. There were thousands of people there. She paid attention to what I wore. She paid attention to what the weather was. I could have cared less what the weather was. A big fine from the fashion police. Okay, fine me. That's okay. A story about the 5 dots makes me delusional. It was my life. It was what my husband and I did. So if that makes me delusional, fuck you, because it's what we did. You didn't live in this house. You didn't sleep with my husband. You didn't read the notes that he wrote me, woman. Okay? My husband leading a separate life, where were you? My husband led such a separate life, he was ill for a long time. Where were you? I would have let you come in here if I thought it would make my husband feel better. Where were you? Trailer trash, I'll take that. I'll own that. Call me trailer trash all day long. I don't care. I lost my husband. He loved me. I loved him. Deal with that, okay? And a perfect example how money can't buy you class. You seem to mention my money a whole lot there, lady. My husband left me a lot of money. I mean, that kind of irritates you. I can tell. You've mentioned money to me in 2 different letters. It kind of gets to you that he didn't, maybe you wanted him to leave you something? Do you think that leaving him a rose is going to make him leave you money? He didn't leave you anything. You were the one going out and stalking my husband's grave, okay? So delusional, meet Susan Clisby. That's all I have to say. Henry deserved better? Maybe he did. But you know what? I held that man in my arms as he took his last breath. And I could only wish that I had him to hold me in his arms as I take my last breath. And if that makes me trailer trash, if that makes him deserve better than me, I'm sorry, but you don't live my life. The saddest part for all of my beautiful subscribers, the saddest part is I am not a lone case. I talked to my funeral director and he said this stuff happens all the time. There are women that have nothing. They have absolutely nothing, so they want what you have. They try living their lives through you. It's the ultimate hater. And I feel really sorry for people that are haters. I am not a hater. I don't hate anybody. I feel sorry for people that have to go to this extreme. So anyway, I have talked long enough about this. I'm going to insert this somewhere in a video. I've got more, and then the end of it, I'm going to show her picture. And Susan Clisby, I'm going to pray real hard for you. If my husband was sleeping with you every minute of every day for the last 15 years that we were married, you don't do this to a woman that's married to a man. You are as low as ass hair. You are as low as they come because you don't do this to anybody. I don't believe for a second that my husband was sleeping with her. I don't believe for a second that my husband cared one bit about her. I truly believe, and I know in my heart that my husband loved me, and I'm done. I'm putting this to an end. The next video or the following one will show her picture. I've said her name. I thank you so much for being here with me and supporting me through this. It's been rough. It's been a rough summer, but I wasn't going to leave to go back to Florida till I found out who this was. And with Henry's help and the good Lord above's help, I found her. So I thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to stick in some of these videos. I've got videos going every which way in every direction. I'm going to try to piece them together so that you can understand exactly what my summer has been like. I started this back in June, and I finally caught her on November. Okay, I just pulled back up to the cemetery. This is on week 6. 6 weeks with the same camera. I finally decided this camera was not working at all. It would work for an hour and shut off. It'd come on at 6 a.m., shut off at 7 a.m., come on at 6 p.m., shut off at 7 p.m., and it wasn't capturing anything. Just came out today, and there's a new rose. I stuck it in this basket of flowers, and got a new camera. I had stuck a camera here. In the meantime, I found out that she has asked to be buried right here. She wants to buy my grave, which it says Lana right there. She wants to buy that grave. And we bought everything from, this is the edge here, to over here. We bought 15 plots going this way, to that way, all the way over there. Everything in front of that tree over to those graves, all the way down over to this grave, and all the way up to where I and Henry and I are. And so my funeral director said, no way, we spent $27,000 on these 15 graves. There's no way she can buy my grave out from under me. So she found out this one right behind my husband's head is available, and she wants it. She said she couldn't have him in life, so she wants him in death. Now that is creepy, creepy, creepy. I know this woman. She only goes after married men. She could not get my husband when he was alive. It's just sick. So in the meantime, I went today and I purchased a new camera and stuck it back here. This one's good for 70 feet. I don't know if it's going to work or not. It's a whole new setup. When you open this one up, When you open this one up, see it says right here, capturing. It just detected me. The cemetery is closed at night, so it doesn't need to be on at night, but I've set it up to capture everything and anything that's moving. So I hope I have it aimed right. Let me see. I don't know. I am adamant. I am to the point now that I'm going banana crazy. I have to catch this woman because I want to put her out here on YouTube and put her on blast. I'm not a vindictive person, but this is ridiculous. The letters, the roses, the flowers, just the whole imposition that when I come out here, I come out to this gravesite like 4 times a week. I cannot seem to catch her, and I don't even grieve for my husband anymore. It's been over 2.5 years, and I don't even grieve for him anymore. I come out here more to see if this little psycho lady has done anything more to me, and it's really, really sad. I just want to come out here and be a normal grieving widow. I'm not a martyr widow. I'm not depressed. I feel like I'm just normal. I just am normal, but she's interrupting my whole grieving process, and I'm over it. I'll never forget Henry. I'll never forget the life we had together, but I'm over this this is just trying to hurt me. I mean, it's nothing more than trying to hurt me, and this is like my last hurrah. It's the first part of October. I'm leaving the first part of November. If I haven't caught her in the next month, I'm going to be gone all winter. If I haven't caught her within the next month, I don't know that I ever will. So rest in peace, Henry. I pray to God and I pray to you for help to help me find this person. It's driving me mad. Thanks to you and all my good girlfriends, I understand. This is not about Henry. This is about me. She absolutely hates me, and for whatever reason, if my husband would have wanted to marry her, I know she was single and available when we started dating years back. If my husband wanted to marry her, he could have had every opportunity to marry her, and he didn't choose to marry her. He actually told me many times he felt sorry for her. If in fact they were having some illicit love affair, where was she when I was feeding him through a feeding tube and taking him to chemo and radiation? Where was she? If she has his heart, I mean, when my husband was sick and dying, if she would have knocked on the door, I don't care what, I would have let her in. I would have done anything to keep him alive and happy and to have a good frame of mind. And if her coming in my home and sitting on my husband's deathbed would have made him feel better, I know I would have let her in. I would have. But she never showed up. This isn't about Henry. This is about me. And this woman is almost 70 years old. She's very plain. She has never had her own man. She has to go after married men. She's got a reputation that is horrible. One of my really good friends was married to her ex-husband, and they ended up even getting divorced because she said that after she married him, after she married Larry, this woman, Susan, she was relentless till she got him back. As soon as he left her, she didn't want him anymore. It's a game with her. She plays games with people's lives, and I'm not here to play games anymore. She's worried that I got all his money. Hell yeah, I got all his money. And you know what? I'm going to spend his money, and I'm going to be happy. And if you got a problem with that, take it up with somebody else. This is week 6. I've been pursuing this, short of me coming out here to this grave and sitting here, and my cars, I have 2 black Cadillacs, my cars up here are very distinguishable. She'd know exactly what I'm doing, and I don't want to give her that satisfaction. She'll get the satisfaction when she sees her face splatter all over YouTube. So that's it for today, until I capture her on my dear camera. I love you all. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you so much for going on this horrible journey with me with